Welcome to Starfleet Academy. How can I be of assistance today? You're here to enroll? Okay. Now, our enrollment process is highly competitive. Only certain people are accepted, so we do a lot of pre-enrollment paperwork. Did you, by any chance, fill out any of that? You did, okay. And did you receive an acceptance letter from us? Did you happen to bring that acceptance letter with you? No, that's no problem. I can just look you up in the system right now. Just a minute. Alright, what is your last name? Okay. And your first name? Okay, and it looks like we have several of you in the system with the same name, so what is your middle initial? Okay, here you are. So let me just pull up your file here, and we'll complete your enrollment process. Alright, so, just a few questions. What is your current address? And how long have you lived there? Has it been more than a year? Okay, in that case, what was your previous address? And did you live at that address for more than a year? Okay. And now, what species are you? Yes, you look human, but I don't like to assume. The way you have your hair, it's over your ears, so you could be Vulcan and I wouldn't know it. Occasionally there are Vulcans with rounded eyebrows, so I don't like to assume, but I'll just put you in as human. Now, are you from a planet where the Prime Directive was violated, or do you have ancestors who were from a planet where the Prime Directive was violated? Well, the reason we ask is that there are, if you're from an area where the Prime Directive was violated, we do give certain credit exemptions, so you would get a lesser amount of credits that you have to achieve to complete your Starfleet training. Okay, in that case, we'll put you down as a yes. And was that a grandmother, great-grandmother? Okay. Yeah, some of our earlier captains, either it was before we had the Prime Directive, or some of them just weren't clear on it, or somewhat chose to, I hate to use the word ignore, but kind of bent the meaning of the Prime Directive. So this is why we now offer exemptions for people who are from areas where the Prime Directive is not followed. So we'll check that in a little bit, see if you do qualify for some lesser training due to that. So Starfleet does require a minimum of 4 years study, and of course you will get to choose your course load based on your preferred area of study. If you decide to go into command, that is an additional 2 years of specialized command training. If you're interested in being on one of the starships, you'll have to make sure that your grades are exemplary. You have to have very good grades to end up on one of the starships. So if you make it on the Honors Graduates program, that definitely increases your chances of getting on a starship. So make sure that you study hard, and hopefully you'll make it there. Do you know exactly which field you would like to go into? Well, sciences and medical and command are generally your safer options. The operations division has a higher casualty rate. However, if you're someone who's into adventure, it does come with a lot of adventures. So again, the rate of death among the operations officers is much higher than the other areas, but if you like adventure, maybe it's worth it if you don't have a lot to family or anything you have to worry about. So what would your preferred area of study be? Okay, excellent choice. So for that area of study, your required classes will include astrophysics, advanced navigation, flight control, turn of the millennium technology, and Politics of the Prime Directive, which is something that we require for everyone, no matter what area of study they're going into. Again, we try not to have the Prime Directive violated, so we always make people take a class on the Prime Directive no matter what area they're going into. So these, the 5 classes that I've outlined here, those are the absolute requirements. You will, of course, have additional classes, but we're much more flexible on the rest of them, so you'll be able to look at all the classes. You'll be meeting with Myrna down the hall in a little bit, and she will take you through all the classes, and you can pick out what classes you would like for your class load, okay? Now, as far as where you would like to study, the main campus is here in San Fran, but we do have several other training posts scattered throughout the Federation. Do you prefer to learn here on Earth, or would you rather see some of the more distant ports? Okay, so you are the adventurous sort. Do you have a particular center in mind? Okay, excellent choice. The atmosphere there is a little bit questionable, but the instructors are absolutely top-notch. So what I'm going to do here is just go ahead and schedule your space flight out so that you can start as soon as classes begin. So do you have a particular mode of transportation? No preference? Okay. Well, then we'll just get you there as fast as we can. All right. And let me just send the confirmation through, which you will pick up from Myrna. She does all the printing. Okay, so we have you scheduled to leave in 2 weeks. You'll be on the flight heading to the next port where you'll actually begin your classes. We do ask that you bring everything that you'll need from home with you, because the next flight back for students won't be for several months, so you want to make sure that you have everything that you need. We do ask that you leave pets at home with family. They don't really like space flight. A lot of people think that they'll be fine with it, and they really don't like it. They don't like being taken out of their main surroundings, so we do ask that you leave pets at home, particularly fish. Water doesn't work so well with the whole space flight thing, so definitely try to leave pets at home. So let me just go through and see if you do qualify for a few lesser classes, since you have an ancestor from an area where the Prime Directive is violated. Okay. And yes, okay. So you do qualify, so that's going to exempt you from a few classes. So you'll be 9 credits less to complete your training. So when you get to the next port, you will receive your cadet uniform, and you'll receive your holographic study programs downloaded to your tablet. What size are you, so we can send these on to the uniform maker? Okay. Yes, all the measurements, please. Okay. All right, so we'll send that on so that you don't have to worry about that. Meals on campus are provided by a replicator. However, we do recommend that you go out into the outer realm there on the planet and sample some of the local cuisine. There are some very interesting meals there that you may want to try. If you're homesick, you can, of course, just keep eating replicated food, but it really is quite fun to sample some of the local cuisine and kind of get immersed in the local culture, so we definitely recommend giving that a shot at least once. Upon completion of your entire Starfleet program, you will receive a new uniform, which will be for your newly appointed post, and the color may vary depending on what you go into. So I am just going to send all this information right to Myrna, and she's right down the hall, so you're going to go down to her, and she's going to run through the entire course load with you. Of course, you will have to take the required ones, which I mentioned earlier, but then she will show you all the many options that you have for completing your studies and which ones are appropriate for your preferred area of study. She'll have the whole list pulled up by the time you get there, because I'm sending her all your information now. and you can choose your courses, and then in 2 weeks you'll be on your flight out to your new training post. It's always kind of exciting, isn't it? Alright. Almost done here, and okay. So that is all set. Just go down the hall, go see Myrna, and she will help you pick out your course load. Welcome to Starfleet Academy, and we wish you the best of luck. And I won't actually shout since this is ASMR, but a quick shout out to Doreen. Thank you so much for the Venmo tip. It's greatly appreciated.